Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about, is Instacart still worth it? So Instacart is one of those apps that I do every now and then, but I don't like to talk about it too much because I don't give it much priority in terms of committed time towards them. And while I would still make that argument in a lot of cases, I was genuinely thinking about committing more time to them and even giving them a masterclass like I did with Doordash, Instacart, Grubhub, and Veho. And even more apps to come, but more on that later. But then a few things took place not only in my life, but on Instacart as a platform. So with that said, I want to go over what's changed on Instacart recently. What has happened to me recently that has been changing my mind on Instacart and how much I'll be committing towards them and everything in between. But before we do that, let's go over a quick disclaimer. The content of this video does not contain and is never intended to be legal, business, financial, tax, or health advice of any kind. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It is advised that you conduct your own research and consult with qualified professionals before applying anything you find online. I also want to be clear that everything that I'm going to be going over is not only market dependent, it's also case by case to a certain degree. So what applies to me in my market may not apply to you. So with that said, let's get started. The first thing that happened, and I think that this is the most prominent and the one that people care the most about, is that the base pay dropped. One of the things that separated Instacart from Doordash, UberEats, and Grubhub is, yes, they were all shop and pay orders, but the base pay was $7. So 9 times out of 10, even the smallest of tips were worth it. But now that $7 base pay is $4 base pay, and sometimes more. It really depends on their market and how long that order has been sitting. Which means low item counts that have very low tips aren't really going to cut it anymore. The tipping standards haven't changed within the app. Some people still believe tipping $2 for bottles and bottles of alcohol is still okay because they don't know that our base pay completely changed. But the app standards did, and more of the cost of us getting paid properly is now dependent on the customer. And we don't necessarily love that prospect either, but the fact of the matter is that's what happened. Now you could argue how better orders have higher tips anyway, and $3 per order isn't that much of a difference, but the fact of the matter is they cut your pay. They took okay orders and made them terrible. And good orders are still good orders, like $25 for a few items at Costco is fine, but you can't get away with a bottle of rum going down the road anymore because that $2 tip made the order $6 instead of it staying at $10. Changes the entirety of the order. And honestly, a lot of the orders that I would normally take out here aren't even worth it anymore. I would still say sometimes I still get a good order every now and then, but they're so few and far between, I don't even prioritize as much time for it. And when I do, well, here's what happened. I ended up getting a $13 order to Walgreens, and the Walgreens, there's a little bit of a hike to get there. On my way there, I ended up getting a notification from Instacart, but because I was driving, I didn't want to get into a car accident. I ended up just not looking at the notification because I didn't want to get into a car accident. Then when I get there, I looked at the notification, and I saw that the notification said that the customer removed me from the order, and Instacart removed the batch because of that. And I contacted support about this. They said I removed it, and they were at the north side of useless, which, by the way, is frustrating enough that I can't just call them because they completely blocked me from being able to call them. But now they just lie to me right off the bat. What kind of nonsense is that? Anyway, I decided to ask Facebook about it because, quite honestly, if that's a normalcy, that's a big deal. And it turns out not only is it a normalcy, people don't actually get paid until they hit start shopping.
Because... no. Okay, f*** you. But... fair.
They could actually just decide based on the way I look or whatever reason they feel that is right and just remove me from the order. Like, I actually clarified that in the comments, and it's amazing how many people took that the wrong way. And some people were even saying that I have insecurities because I was trying to make a point. Which, honestly, the discrimination against male shoppers on the platform is already bad, but I didn't expect that from fellow fellow shoppers. Oh, come on, there's no real discrimination going on.
So I'm here to add to that, running list of how male Instacart shoppers
But my kids sued the mail so fast, okay?
So the stereotypes that you get in male Instacart shoppers.
But where have all the good men gone, huh? And it also made me think about something, because the customers get our ratings and everything right off the bat, so they know who they're dealing with. There is a point of no return on the platform now. Like, if somebody ends up getting bad ratings for no reason over and over again, they could genuinely just be locked out of Instacart without deactivation. Like, really, what the heck is that? Honestly, that's a feature on Instacart I don't think should be allowed. You can't have people drive all the way there, the customer decide, I don't like this shopper, and then they don't get paid. Like, at least have some sort of compensation for the amount of driving they're gonna have to do in order to get there. Is it still worth it? Honestly, I will say, regardless of how I feel about the discrimination on the platform and everything else, it was an isolated incident. Even though the issue is much bigger overall, the fact of the matter is this is the first time that's ever happened, and I've been on the platform for a while. Yes, I would say that the base pay dropped, and yes, I would still argue that you should definitely diversify your gig portfolio and treat the gig economy as an income bridge to what would be a long-term goal. And I will still stand by all of that. I would only say if you're interested in shop and deliver orders as a whole, give it a go. If you're the kind of person that doesn't like shopping overall, the financial aspects of it do not outweigh the risks anymore, so maybe there are other opportunities that are better suited for you. But if you like shopping on Instacart, go for it. It is still an okay platform, but again, the gig economy is an income bridge to what would be a long-term goal. Have an exit strategy regardless. But what do you think? Did I miss anything? Is there something else that I haven't considered about the latest base pay updates and even some of the discrimination, some of the events taking place on Instacart as of late? Let me know in the comments. Let's make sure that anybody who is trying to get onto Instacart in this day and age knows exactly what to expect, and they can make the most amount of money in the least amount of time in the safest possible way, or avoid this app entirely and try out different opportunities on different gig platforms in the same way. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!